Hi everybody. So this is lecture 7 and this one is about your primary research report. So just to make a few things clear about this report, um, I have posted 2 examples, but they are from my regular in-class semester. So those guys have a lot more time to do this final project for which the primary research report you guys will be writing. So their report is not as comprehensive as you guys' will be, but it's still an example of how to approach it. I just want to go over a few things with you on the primary research report. Let me turn this around and show you how it looks, what the instructions are, so you guys can have an idea and maybe do it correctly. Yeah. So this is your primary research report. I've already given you 2 examples and I'll go over them in a little bit. But let's look at your primary research report instructions. Yeah. Okay. So your instructions ask you to collect 3 job postings in your desired field and location. So unlike what you did for your resume, where you could find any job postings that you are interested in, this time you are finding a job posting that you would be looking for once you graduate from college. So it needs to be an entry level position that you would apply for once you graduate, right? So do not look for internship postings, do not look for any kind of blue collar job postings. These are postings that are in your desired field and location once you graduate. So collect 3 of those job postings. You don't have to apply to them right now, but you are collecting 3 job postings in those desired fields. See, 3 job posting in your desired field and location. That's what you're finding, right? And then the second part of this report asks you to interview one relevant professional who works outside the university. Because this is a chance for you to network on LinkedIn, on other places, right? Talk to your family. Maybe you're in the same profession as your parents are, right? Maybe they can point you to somebody who you can talk to in the field you want. Maybe your neighbors, maybe somebody know somebody, or find somebody you don't know and see if you can get an interview with them. So that's what you guys are doing. Okay. That's basically what you're doing. It's just a simple 1.5 page report. You'll write it in the memo format. So let me go back to the examples that I have posted. Now, my students in my regular semesters just do this. They find 3 job postings, they analyze them, and then they give me the name and contact information of the person they're going to interview. However, your assignment asks you not only to do that, but also to interview that person. And then after you interview, write like a summary of the interview. So your assignment before this kind of walks you through how to do a summary of an interview. So do not send me a transcribed interview, right? Just write a summary of the interview. Now, I realize that this is due on Monday, next Monday, not the coming Monday, but the Monday after, right? So you may not be able to do it by Monday, but you might not get responses by Monday, or for whatever reason, you might not have the full interview by Monday. Even if you do not have it, write down the questions you're going to ask them, or you have sent your potential interviewee what questions you've sent them. Make sure you also give me the name of the person you're going to contact, their email address or phone number, whatever it is you guys are going to do, right? Make sure the person you're interviewing is somebody who is already working in the field you are interested in. The questions you'll ask them would be along the lines of whatever you have questions about your own field. What's the job like? What does it take to find a job in this field? Do you have to do extra certifications? Do you have to have internship experience? Does your GPA matter? What kind of a work-life balance they have? Stuff like that, right? So think about all those things that you are curious about when you go into the workforce, and this is your chance to ask these professionals who are already in the workforce what they can do. So think about those things when you're writing your questions for the interview. So if we look at the examples here, I posted two examples that my students have given me. There are two different formats. You can choose either one, come up with your own format. I don't really care. But if we look at the examples that are in here, the first example is, and for some reason it's not pulling it up. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna open the example up here on Word so you guys can see it. Okay, and I'm gonna cross her name out. Okay, so this is by one of my students, right? So again, remember, write it in a memo format. So memo to Professor Wagle from, insert your own name, subject, primary research employment outlook report for this profession, date. And then this is just like a thing, links to job postings. So she has told me which job it is, the OBGYN position at Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital, the link to the posting, 1, 2, 3 job postings. And then she's analyzed them. She's decided to analyze them this way. Job requirements, what are the requirements of all of them? You don't have to do individual, just kind of summarize these 3 job postings. What are some of the similarities in these job postings, right? So these are the similarities, job description analysis. And then she's written a little bit of it, but if you see, she's written it in a very well done memo format where she has bullet points, she has small paragraphs, she has some subheadings which are highlighted. That's a very good way to write a memo because it is easy to skim. You can go find relevant information based on the subheadings. So think about how you're basing your memo, how you're writing this memo out, right? Interview contact information, she's given me the name, their designation, their phone number. So that tells me she's going to interview them over the phone. You can do it over the email. It doesn't have to be a phone interview or a personal interview. And then she's written down the interview questions. Now, each team member in my last semester in my class, what they did was they decided to use similar formats. You don't have to, but they decided to do a similar format for all their research. So either they did tables like you have in the second example here to write their examples, their job postings, and then they did analysis and then wrote their stuff. You can do it any which way, but each one of them made sure that they were in the same format. So the example you saw it, that team did all of their primary research report in a similar format where they had the 3 job postings and then they wrote about the analysis of the job postings, wrote their contact information and their questions that they asked. This other team did it this way. Again, look, memorandum to, from, subject, and date. And then they decided to do it this way in a table format. You can decide to do it this way, you can do it the other way, either way is fine, right? But they have the name, the security analyst, the position, the company, location, and then the job posting URL. So they did a table and then they did an analysis here. So again, a good memo format where they have subheadings, they have tables, they have things that make it easy to skim, make it easy to read, right? All the common requirements and then common responsibilities that these job postings asked, interview questions, interviewee name, and contact information, right? So you can do all of those. You can choose to do it the way you want it. I know I'm asking you guys to finish your interviews by the 6th. Yeah, I think so, by the 6th. But it might be the person you're trying to interview is out of town till 6th and says, I can get in touch with you on the 7th. Don't worry about it, but let me know. still submit your primary research report, write it in there. This is the person I'm interviewing. They will be interviewed on the 7th instead of the 6th or before that. But this is something you need to jump on now. You need to start working on your primary research report fairly early on in this project. This is kind of a small portion of your employment outlook report. If you have this down already, this will help you in writing this project early on. Do this. Finding 3 job postings should not be very difficult at all. Go to LinkedIn, go to Indeed, go to all the places where you find job postings in your own field, right? Again, remember, these job postings that you're posting are not internship job postings, but rather the jobs that you would be applying for once you graduate. So make sure you find those, right? Not the internship, not entry. You're looking for entry level job postings. So think about those things. So this is your lecture for primary research report. Go through the PowerPoint, go through your instructions, read everything, go through the examples in there. These examples are not perfect because they were not required to do the summary of their interview, but you do need to do the summary of your interview in your primary research report final, right? So make sure you do that. Let me know if you have any questions or any concerns, and I'd be happy to answer those. I will see you guys later. This is not due till next Monday, so you have plenty of time. So do not stress about this. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.